Bays,
very
played by
nicely played.
young,
Very, very
young
nice.
Steve Jones there.
Yeah.
All
Very
accounts, he knows you.
I think you might know the other, my namesake, my Corey namesake.
We may well buy an outside now. He knows about that part of it. But the standard solo playing today has been great, and that was another solo stood up and really.
Well, it's a really
produced
stylish performance, very, very stylish performance, and a good overall band performance. I like the programme, lots of contrast. We had Praise, the Will Heaton March in the middle of it, which is a great march. Walking with Heroes at the start, Paul Levitt Cooper, Shine as the Light at the end. Yeah, good programme, very well executed, I think.
It was that. So Steve Jones joins a list of famous people who have performed Autumn Leaves, or the Dead Leaves, as they say.
The Dead Leaves.
Yes. So there we go. That's because it's originally a French song. And some of the people who recorded this, you'd be surprised. You may have heard a couple of these. Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, Doris Day, Bob Dylan. As recorded, that would have been. I wonder if he did in his acoustic or non-acoustic versions, but whatever he did. And a chap with a brilliant name of Cannonball Adderley. I bet you that one. I bet that's a version you'd like to hear there. Cannonball Adderley will now play Autumn Leaves. It's like somebody at the wacky races, isn't it? Cannonball Adderley coming on the outside there. So there we go. Well, after that performance, we've got band number 9 out of the 13 will be joining us in a few minutes' time. That's the Shirley Band, conducted by David Bishop Rowe. They're going to be starting with Procession of the Nobles, Rimsky-Korsakov, arranged by David himself. Sing, 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 With a Swing, that's the great Louis Prima hit from the 1930s. Then we've got a euphonium solo in Gardens of Peace by Philip Harper, and finishing off by a piece called Mask by Kenneth Hesketh. You know about Kenneth Hesketh as a composer, interesting composer.
Yeah, very interesting composer, yeah.
So that's one there. So we got that. Some news, some updates on what's been going around. There's been another spike in the number of people who have been coming on to log in and join the action. So we've now reached over 20 countries, the latest of which is Vietnam. So what do we say? If Ho Chi Minh is there, right? If he's most probably, as he's having his noodles, he's actually watching a brass band competition as well at the same time. So that's great stuff there. And a little one of the community messages that a little earlier on we said that there's going to be the Clay Cross has got talent, which Stephen Mead is going to be entering. I think, if euphemistically entering, I think with a question mark, he's going to be doing that. But in Clay, everything happens.
There's a lot going on in Clay Cross.
There's a lot going on in Clay Cross. It's going to be a hotbed of talent on the Chesterfield Royal Macmillan Cancer Centre Charity Night, which is on the 11th of November, will be featuring Rick Gaynor as Elvis. That's a night you've got to be going to. Any person called Rick Gaynor who can dress up as Elvis.
Even better, he's going head to head against Steve Mead in the final of Clay Cross's Got Talent.
I can see, Simon Cowell. What do you think of Stephen Mead's performance? that's going to be the one. Anyway, talking about talent, here we go. We are joined by Kieran Williams, who played with Forrester's Brass earlier on and came second in the first section. Yeah. But he's going to be telling us a little bit about one of the great competitions that occurs every year. Has been growing much like the Bolsover Festival, which is Unibrass. I have to have a guess how many years it's been going now. It's
5 or 6.
Yeah. 5 or 6 years.
I
think it's been growing every year. It's an event that really everybody should go to and experience it. If you want to experience student life, it's fantastic again. So you can roll back the years for us 3 to go there. When higher education was free of charge. So there we are. Them were the days. But there we go. So Kieran, welcome to us there. Tell us a little about how Unibrass has grown. It's moving to a new venue in 2017. It's going to York. So tell us what's happening for that, lad.
I think spent the last 3 years at Warwick. Warwick did a fantastic job. Moving on to York. And I think everyone's really excited by it. I think the last year at Warwick was really big. I think the biggest year yet, the most number of bands. So in terms of Nottingham, who I conduct, we're really excited for it to be going to a new city. It's kind of now the focal point of our calendar in terms of university banding. So it's a kind of thing we all kind of aim towards. So.
You're conducting Nottingham University, or University of Nottingham, to get it the right way around. Where do you drag, that's the wrong thing to say with students, isn't it? Where do you attract you were students from for the brass band in all over the country?
All over the country. I think Nottingham, as a Midland city, is lucky in that it gets a lot of northern people as well as people from the south. So yeah, generally, I don't think anybody really, I might get told off for saying this, I don't think anybody really comes to Nottingham to do music, but we kind of attract a lot of players who don't do music, and actually in the band I think we've only got one music student who plays with us, so from all over the country, yeah.
Well, it always reminds me, because I remember the one time we were there the other time, and we were interviewing one of the students, I think he's from Oxford University band, and thinking he was going to turn around and say he's doing sociology, turned around he was doing nuclear physics. At which point, my interview technique went out the window. I couldn't quite. I was going to ask him about Einstein's theory of relativity, but I thought, nah, he's going to bamboozle me. So I asked him about played third cornet as well. So you know, boy was a genius. So, got that one. So that's going to be fantastic. Both of you have been to the Unibrass competition.
Yeah.
Great event now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great atmosphere. I remember I haven't been to the one since I moved to Warwick. I went there. It was in Lancaster 2 or 3 times, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. It was just that kind of friendly rivalry. They don't always seem to get at every band contest. You know, there was a real good banter at the end, especially when they were waiting the results coming out. There was a bit of chanting from this one and everyone. It was a bit like the last night at the proms. You get these kind of crowd
without the flag waving there, without the patriotism,
It was my first one actually at Warwick this year. It's the first one I've been to, and the atmosphere was great. But the other thing to say, topical today, is that of course it's another contest that's live streamed. So again, it was seen all over the world, which is great.
I think that's contributed quite a lot to its growth as well. I'd imagine. I think people being able to access it without having to physically be there, I think is really important.
Well, Kieran, thanks for joining us on that one. We're looking forward to the Unibrass 2070. We wish you well with the University of Nottingham, with the students that you've dragged in from everywhere around the world. I'm quite sure they'll enjoy it. One thing before we go, we've got to put a little special mention out. This is from Mr. and Mrs. Foz Harris. Now they know who they are, and they know that their son is. Their son is the fantastic cameraman Martin Harris, who's doing the work with us here today. He's told him that he's going to see Mum and Dad now in the near future, so put the tea on for Jane, he said as well. So that's the message, Mr. and Mrs. Harris. I know you've got your feet up watching the television, so I hope you're going to enjoy it, and I hope you're going to enjoy the next band. And with that, a seamless segue where we're going back to Simone back in the hall.